You know, ungrateful entrapment, habitual, you pig slot, entrapment this way and that on the benefit housing voucher, and ungrateful entrapment of the entirety. You know, when it comes to the fact of the grave digger and everything and the music hunt, I think I know who you're getting at here. The Grateful Dead. Come on, what are we talking about? You know, Garcia. Come on, what's up? You know, oh, I know my Grateful Dead. I think I've owned the Grateful Dead CD multiple times when I kept losing my CDs. It was always in the collection. Talking about Uncle John's bin and trucking. And the grave digger or something on this. You're talking about the Grateful Dead. Listen, I went to an actual Grateful Dead concert in person, bro. One of their last shows ever. But I made the concert, bro. I know my Grateful Dead. So, you know, besides the point of that music, yeah, you know, I'm not ungrateful for my benefits as a citizen, you know, but what, the SSI gives 50 million people benefits. You know, that ain't because they're paying me for my existential design work. That's the fact of my mental illness. You know, and along with 50 million other people who get SSI, you know, not all of them mentally ill, you know, other reasons, and besides the fact of age. But I'm grateful for my benefits. But, you know, this has nothing to do with my benefits on getting paid for my existential designs or anything. That has nothing to do with it. You know, benefits come from the fact of government taxes, state and federal. And that's a sign and a notion of human independence, you know, our freedom. And you can see it, and yes, we are ignorant independents. And that ignorant is on the two notion of the definition, the fact we don't know the full fact. You know, there's classified, declassified, that's ignorant. But that's okay, because they got to have that classified, declassified, for the fact of human independence. So that's what we're really talking about here when it comes to federal state taxes and then them doing benefits. Why they do benefits? Because it is a fact of human independence. And in that human independence where we get the taxes, they know, oh, we're human independence. That means a lot of people are going to have trouble since we're not handed everything by high beings and gods. Since they got a treaty to stay out of the way. Since they got an appreciation for the freedom of mankind and stay out of the way. See, I'm not defiant against gods and high beings. I'm defiant against human independence. I understand the ignorance, but when they take that third step and want to be illegal, you know, that's when they go to jail. Or in the fact of the government doing it, and the state doing it, and the state government and authority, they need to lose control of their authority over the citizens, period. When they take that third one as well. You know, independence losing isn't people going to jail. That's the system working. The independence losing has to do with authority being illegal. That's not the system. That's independence losing. Yeah, again, don't